You're listening to Pato's Powerhouse. Oh yeah. You're listening to Pato's Powerhouse.
Hey everybody, welcome to the first ever episode of Pato's Powerhouse. So, what can I say? I'm excited about this new beginnings. Like I said in the promo, things evolve, things change, and we're growing. Uh, Almost been doing this for about a year now, so I'm really excited about this because, well, it started as a project between K-Dog and I, and we're doing Cursory Overload, by the way. Episode 18 should be out pretty soon. We're still putting on the minor details. Anyway, bottom line is, started out as Pato the Ghostwriter show, and that was mainly because when I signed up for the app that I use, I put Pato the Ghostwriter, and it just gave me the whole show thing. So that kind of became the show. And it is what it is. I mean, basically, just getting my toes wet. That's how we started originally, just to get my toes wet into this podcasting thing, which I had no idea. Well, actually, it was really K-Dog's idea. He wanted to do this. He used to talk about it all the time, and he shared it and gave me the podcasting bug. So, what can I say? I'm having a lot of fun as I do this. I have a lot of fun when we do Cursory Overload because that's where I get to, joke around, bounce things. We bounce back ideas. We look for screwed up things to talk about. Now, let's see. This show I didn't do the bleep before, so I'm going to keep it clean. But y'all heard how Pato's Powerhouse works, right? Besides the fact that it'll be marked as explicit content, you will know that this episode has foul language in it because, well, it'll start with a beep, and then you're listening to Pato's Powerhouse or whatever. You know how that, well, you know how it is. So, that being said, okay, I'm, happy to be here. Hope you're all doing well. I hope that you're all having an awesome day wherever it is that you are listening, whenever it is that you are listening. I mean, we're getting close to the weekend here. I mean, I can't believe it's October 4th already. This year is flying. It's crazy. It's wow. I'm trying to I'm grooving to this music here, It's almost the kind that you want to bust a freestyle to, but freestyling is not my forte, so I'm not going to do that. And I got sidetracked. It's real easy for me to do lately. But anyway, like I was saying, I can't believe it's October. This year is flying by. Wow. It's all I can say. I mean, it's like time just flies. So make the most of it. Take the time to be with your loved ones. Show them you love them. Tell them you love them, because tomorrow's not promised to any one of us. And no, I'm not ending the show yet. Usually that's how I end the other show. And, well, like I said, I'll throw that in because I feel it's important that you take time to be with your loved ones. I mean, because in our reality, that's what life's all about, right? But this being the first episode as Pato's Powerhouse, let's start off with Pato. Pato, well, if you don't know, that means duck in Spanish. So how did I ended up with the nickname as Pato? I think I went over this in one of the episodes I deleted because it had cuss words in it. But today I'm going to give you a brief story, just recapping, because it's kind of like, new beginnings, new things. And if you're just listening, well, Pato. I used to work at this place where K Dog was working there too, and this other guy we call Napoleon, um, and a whole bunch of other people. But bottom line is, I was working there, and we had this, this jerk there that was always, I don't know, for some reason, I think he really, 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 really liked me because he would go out of his way to just be, making comments of like, I would come in from doing whatever it is I was doing, and he would make a remark like, well, about time you did something around here, or anything that I was doing, try to find and put a negative spin to it. And I just gave him a look, and I never really, paid any mind to him. Anything he would say basically was just sliding off my back. I was like, I don't really care what you got to say. First of all, because, I just knew him from work. I didn't really know him, so I didn't care who the hell he was or what he had to say. So what he thought of me meant absolutely nothing to me. So that's my mentality. It's like, hey, so Napoleon, who he's a little bit more hot-headed than I am, and I can be hot-headed. Don't get me wrong. Even though my nickname is Pato, I can be hot-headed at a time. But I have a tendency to just let it flow, let things slide by. Things that are out of my control, I don't sweat too much. But bottom line is, Napoleon comes over, is like, man, why do you put up with this guy? Oh, God, I would have punched him in the throat if he would have said that to me. And I was like, you know what? I really don't care what he's got to say. We work here. We have to work together. We have to do things. But outside this place, he means absolutely zilch to me. Nothing. Zero. Nada. So he's like, oh, gosh, don't understand you, man. He's like, just slides off your back like a freaking duck. So all night, few people that work with me were like, every time I pass by, they're like, duck, 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 duck. And K Dog jumped in on that. Hey, duck, duck, And sometimes we use radio, so over the radio, I was hearing duck, duck. And, well, I don't know if they, well, Napoleon's like, well, since you're Hispanic, it's Mr. Pato. So Mr. Pato and Pato, it just stuck, hey, Pato, and Pato this, Pato that. So, okay, screw it, I once again, I let it slide off my back. I didn't worry about it, so that's how I got Pato. Now, the Ghost Rider thing is, well, as I was saying, originally the one that got me into this podcasting deal was K Dog. He was talking about he wanted to start this show, and as you know, that show is Cursory Overload. And I was like, well, I wasn't too sure I wanted to jump in at the time, but I was like, well, you know what? I'll just jot down ideas. I'll write stuff for your show, and you can talk shit. And whoa, I just made this one explicit. Well, it's gonna be marked. Wow. So basically, wow. Okay, so way to go, man. All right. So anyway, as I was saying, I was just gonna write material for him to talk, and yeah, I figure, yeah, I'll ghost write material for your show, and yeah, I'm Pato the Ghostwriter, and it started as Pato the Ghostwriter. Then over at this place where we work, we had several people that work with us. We had painters, electricians, and I think plumbers too. So every time that we said, like, let's say somebody, we'll just say a name like Daniel for some reason, and let's say this guy was the painter guy. He's like, okay, hey, can you go open these doors because Daniel the painter needs to be let in, to that room so he can paint. And we would joke around that his last name was, what's Daniel's last name? Oh, he's the painter. And we started with the whole D apostrophe painter. And it was D apostrophe electrician, the plumber, And so basically, obviously, that in-house joke or that inside joke, I brought it over with me, like, okay, Pato, the Ghost Rider. And Spreaker actually is the one that like, oh, Pato the Ghost Rider show. When I typed it in there, it kind of did it for me, so I just ran with it. But like I said, time has passed. I hope we've gotten a little bit better, you know. So yeah, it was time for a change. So Pato's Powerhouse, and it's the same show. Of course, now I've lifted the restrictions of being rated E all the time. Like I said, most of my shows will be rated E because, quite honestly, if I don't have to use curse words, I won't. Unless I'm in cursory overload, I don't know why I feel the need to curse in cursory overload. Maybe because of the title, but actually, sometimes it's just it's just a thing. Like I said, sometimes I may need to drop an F bomb here and there just because the moment may call for it. But, well, that being said, I mean, that's more or less the story there of how Pato and then how I added the Ghost Rider and stuff like that, how that came about and how K Dog got me into this. And last year's was dealing with my dad's passing. It Podcasting became kind of like something to hold on to, something to do, something to hey, it's pretty freaking awesome. And the more I listen to other people's and other podcasters, like there's other podcasters here in the valley too that I don't know. I'm just hoping that someday I can go meet some of them, network. Hint, hint, mofos. Anyway, I know there's some guys here in, I believe, Chandler, two schmucks and a mic. I was listening to their stuff, man. That's some funny stuff. If you haven't checked it out, you know what? I'm gonna give them a plug-in because, hey, I like their show. They just recently, I think about a week or two ago, under a week. Anyway, I'm not sure, but they put out a new episode, and yeah, two schmucks and a mic, which it was funny because it'll be when K Dog used to talk about what to name the show, and you know, we used to talk about the whole two guys and a mic, and obviously that came from two girls and a cup. And if you know what two girls and a cup are, you're a disgusting son of a. Well, how do I know? Well, I've always admitted that I'm sick in the head. I've never hidden that fact, right? And well, actually, believe it or not, K Dog and Napoleon introduced me to the whole two girls in a cup. Then again, uh, yeah, that's a subject for another day. Gosh, just thinking about it, it's gross. Ew. Think I'll go for ice cream after this. I just said sorry about that. Anyway, I don't know. Apparently, it was gross enough because I remember back in the day, one of the sandwich places. I can't know. It wasn't Subway. I don't know. Quiznos was one of those places that they did two girls, one sub, and obviously one of my buddies was like, "Oh, I'm never eating there again, man," because they had that other vision very fresh in their mind. So, I mean, hey, images can be very powerful, and so can a name. So anyway, like I said, big shout out to the guys, Two Schmucks and Mike. I mean, here in the valley, they're like I said, check it out. Check out their podcast. I guess I went to Google Music Play. That's how I found them, and that's how I subscribed, and that's how I followed them and listen to stuff because I guess as a podcaster, that's how we learn. I mean, I was also listening to Kevin Smith and Mark B. I have a hard time pronouncing saying his name. Kind of like with Superman, I almost got killed here by someone that is like a fan of Henry Cavill, because I said Henry Cavill. Cavill, oh, I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, okay, it's Cavill, Henry Cavill. I'm like, okay, sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to. I mean, okay. Well, anyway, bottom line is, uh, bottom line, I was just saying that I mispronounced. So anyway, bottom line, I subscribe to the show. So anyway, Mark Bernardin or well, I'm just gonna say Kevin Smith and Mark B. Y'all know who Mark is. I mean, if you follow Fat Man Beyond now, used to be Fat Man on Batman. Whoa, that's funny. Name change, name change. No, I did not do a name change just because Batman on Batman did a name